Hi, this is Dan here with the Utah Assistive Technology Program up here in Logan. Today we're going to shoot a video talking about batteries and battery maintenance. So this is a great video for those who are kind of a little bit new to the wheelchair or powered scooter world. If that's been your life for a long time, this is probably old hash. But you know, a review never hurts. So here we go. So first thing to note is that every power wheelchair or powered scooter takes two batteries. So this is a set of batteries, this is a set of batteries, and there's another set of batteries over here. They all take two batteries. It doesn't matter the size of power wheelchair or power scooter, they're going to take two batteries of all kinds that are made within the United States. I think if you're in Australia, they take three batteries, okay? But stick in here in the US. So they all take two batteries. You're going to want to purchase batteries in sets. You don't want to put, say like one battery's gone bad, you don't put a new battery with your old battery. You just buy two new batteries. You do that because if you have an old battery and a new battery, the old battery will damage the new battery, meaning the resistance in here, it will force this new battery down to the same level of resistance, which means you just wasted your money on the new battery because you just hurt your new battery. So buy them together. Reason that people are sometimes found at fault for doing that is because we're trying to save a little bit of money, and I understand that, but that's not where you save money. Another area you don't do to save money is buying a car battery and sticking it in your power wheelchair. That fries your power wheelchair electronics, so don't save money by trying to throw car batteries in a power wheelchair. These batteries are 12-volt batteries. They have these are 12 volts, these are 12 volts, and these are 12 volts. Each one of these. This is 12 volts, that's 12 volts. But they all have different amperage ratings. So you're going to want to make sure when you go to purchase a new set that you get the right amperage rating for the power wheelchair that you have. And that you are purchasing power wheelchair batteries, which you can purchase power wheelchair batteries from Interstate Batteries, or online, even at Amazon has them, or anywhere you want to purchase them from. But just make sure they're for power wheelchairs and that they're the right size of batteries for your power wheelchair or power scooter. As far as maintenance goes and trying to get as long a life out of your batteries as possible, batteries like to stay full. So there's a couple ways you can do that. One is you drive it all day, you charge it all night. So we'll all have a charger, we plug it in the wall, plug it into our power wheelchair. When we do that, every night, every morning that we wake up and go to use it, it's fully charged, it'll be great, lasts a long time. Taking a power wheelchair and just parking it in storage is a great way for the batteries to drop down really, really low. And when you pull it out of storage, sometimes you can't revive them at that point. I don't know all the mechanics of it, but if they drop below a certain level, sometimes you can't get them back. So try not to do that. Try not to just stick a power wheelchair and don't use it for months on end. Use them regularly. If you need to, pull it out and drive it for a day and then put it back in, just to get it charged back up again. The other thing is we live here in Utah where it's very cold in the winter time. Batteries don't like to be frozen. So you need to find a place to store the batteries of your power wheelchair or scooter somewhere it's warm and not going to freeze. If they freeze, they will die. And it doesn't take very many freezing cycles to kill them. So you need to find some place to do it. I know that's a really tricky situation, meaning that means a lot of times you have to have a ramp to get the whole power wheelchair inside your homes. Sometimes you can winterize your power wheelchair or scooter by just pulling the batteries out and putting them inside your home. That does kind of mean you're not going to be able to use it for all winter long. Just depending upon your situation for what makes most sense for you. So there's some things to help you get the best bang out of your buck for your batteries. Okay, if you get in that situation where your batteries have dropped down really low because you have put it in storage, or you've just used your batteries and you notice that you're not getting quite the distance you used to, meaning instead of being able to drive it all day, now it's dying by the time you hit the afternoon. One of the ways to determine how good your batteries are, determine whether or not you need to buy a new one, is to get a battery analyzer, not a battery charger, but a battery analyzer. This one I picked up at Harbor Freight. It's about $70. So no, it's not free, and that's kind of a downer, and so that's not as easy for everyone just to purchase just for testing their own batteries. But our program, we do travel around the community. We can test your batteries, or you can bring them to us and we'll test them. There's obviously no charge for that. But steps to do it, in case you have a different style of one, or you decide to come and use ours or whatnot. Hook it on. It's giving me options. This is giving me the voltage section, and now I just run a test, and I just hit OK each time. This is very simple to use. I'm going to hit OK again just to make the annoying beep go away. The volts should be 12 volts or more. If it's dropping down below that point after you've charged it, then that means it's not holding the charge anymore. Meaning you can try pumping it all you want, but it's just not holding that charge, and so therefore it's a leaking gas tank, if you want to think of it like a car. Okay, the other thing that's really important though is the milliohms down here. So this one has 10.14 milliohms. The exact value is not important. The range is important, meaning if you're below, say, 30 milliohms, you still got a good battery. If you start getting up beyond that, then your battery's becoming a very used and more worn out battery. And definitely if you see it in the hundreds, that's like a toast battery. That's not even going to do anything. But that's the basics. For your voltage, you want to see 12 volts or higher, and for your milliohms, the rule of thumb is you want to be under 30. Another very common question that I get is, what size of batteries do I need? Right? I'm looking to purchase, and what size do I need? Well, that really just depends upon the power wheelchair or the powered scooter that you have, so I can't answer that specific question. What I can do is give you kind of a feel. So I have 3 different power wheelchairs here. This one is a full down breakdown style that may be used on a trip. This would be a great example for grandma or grandpa who are wanting to go on vacation. They just don't have the energy to walk that far, you know, and they need it for that. This type of power wheelchair is a very basic and plain power wheelchair that's meant to get you from point A to point B every day. This is a type of power wheelchair that only gets you from point A to point B, but it has elevating leg rest and recline and other powered features, okay? And as you can understand, with those additional powered features, you're going to increase the weight of the chair and also the battery consumption. So you can see this type takes a bigger one, this takes a little bit smaller one, the needs aren't as big and demanding, and the travel size takes the least, right? And that again just goes with the usage that whoever designed the chair, the engineers, whatever, expected the user to need out of that chair. If you can reduce the battery size, everything's lighter. But if you do need them to be heavier, obviously you need to get a bigger, heavier battery size. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We answer questions about batteries all the time. We're here to answer questions. It doesn't cost money to talk to us. We're pretty open and friendly. So come on in, and hopefully see you next time.